Hey, great Friday evening. It is an awesome evening, and I would usually say it's an awesome evening, and it's been an awesome day in the city of Brownsville. But I'm not in the city of Brownsville, so I don't know exactly how the weather's been out there and what y'all been doing out there. But at up here where I'm at, it's a beautiful evening. Beautiful evening. Hey, Shayna, how you doing, Shayna? It's a beautiful evening.
Where are you at? Are you allowed to say where you're at, or are you in a bunker like the president?
I actually posted where I'm at. I'm in.
Okay.
Yo sí le voy a Rayados. Estoy en Monterrey, Nuevo
There you
León.
go.
I love
Monterrey.
Monterrey.
Rayados.
I actually posted a picture of me and my mountain. Good evening, Leah. Hey, Juan Maria.
Oh, you posted it?
Yeah.
I see it.
If there's one thing that people could say about me, I am transparent. Oye, Rudy, a que no sabes dónde ando. Ando en Sua Sua. Sua Sua. Good evening, Jennifer. Hey, aloha, Martita. And good evening, Diane de la Garza. Juan, how's it going, my man? Hola. Beautiful. Buenas nachos. Buenas nachos. Hey, my man. I love this guy. Mo Garza, my man. Where were you this morning? I actually came on for the 30 minutes, but I'm in Monterrey, Mexico. Andy, my man, how you doing? And love this shirt. Oh, Roman.
Thank you. I know, right? It's a great shirt.
Forward to the Rayados shirt.
No, I was telling Erasmo earlier, if I would have known he was wearing his Rayados shirt, I would have worn my Rayados shirt.
Monterrey Rancho también. No. Good evening, Kathy. Swa Swa. Andamos por Swa Swa. Hi, everyone. Steven. It's going, guys. Thank you all for being patient while we get everybody in. Wendy, good evening. Belinda, how you doing? Arnaldo, saludos, compadre. Buenas noches, Ana Delia. ¿Cómo estamos? Guys, despite the fact that I've been away from Brownsville, it has not been a dull day in Brownsville. Not been a dull day in Brownsville. Puro cowboy. When are you getting prettified? Actually, I have an appointment. My appointment was moved for tomorrow, and tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, this is going to be gone. Right there, that part. Hopefully tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hello, everyone. Monterrey is beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I love it. Hola, Martita hermosa, ¿cómo estás? And Shayna, saying hi to Frankie. Saludos, Don Lupe. Anthony Baez. How come Frankie's the only one looking good out there today? Enjoy Suazua. Frankie, don't. Está la más. Ya no la usa Frankie. Good evening, Aurora. And Pati, ¿cómo estás, Pati? And Edward de la Garza, ¿cómo estás? All right, let's go very quickly in regards to what's been going on. As of yet, Frankie, we haven't received any numbers for Cameron County, but we can say that Hidalgo County came in at a whopping, was it 35?
50.
50. 50 for Hidalgo County. That's taken into consideration that they also came into positives the day before. I think it was 70, 71 the day before. 45, 35, 45 the previous days. Guys, it hasn't been good at all for Hidalgo County. I think they're inching closer to 1,000. Is that correct, Frankie? 946?
That's correct.
946. So they're inching up there in regards to the numbers. Shoot, I missed what you said. When are you getting petrified? Tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hopefully, Lord willing. Buenas noches, muchachos. Buenas noches. Guys, we haven't received the numbers from Cameron County. Again, it's not surprising that in Cameron County, it usually takes a little bit longer for the numbers to come in. They've been getting a little bit worse and worse every day. Eddie, buenas noches, compadre. Viva la América. No, hombre, la regala.
No, man.
El América. I actually saw una camisa del América that was my size, and I said, but it's la América. No. DJ Kid, say howdy. Howdy. Hello, Rule.
Rule.
Me pregunta, ¿cuándo por el reduction at the surgeon? Ya está, ¿verdad? Bye, you're going to give me in trouble. Lo siento, pero crema águila de Américas, buena noche. No. We now return to you as the stomach turns. Richard. Oh, my goodness. Guys, so the numbers aren't in. As soon as they come in, we'll try to get them and put them out there to see what's been going on. What's up, guys? Louis, Frankie, good to see you guys. You too, Roman. And tonight we do have with us, again, Stillman teacher extraordinaire, Louis Leal. How you doing, Louis?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good?
Doing good?
Yeah.
Good. No, I'm
And
doing
also
good.
with us tonight we have Roman Perez. Hey, Roman, how you doing, my man?
What's up? Doing good, bro. Look, I'm jealous that you have that shirt. I'm very jealous.
Yo sí le voy a Rayados.
But I'm really disappointed you bought a freaking Tigres shirt. You bought a Tigres jersey.
I bought
Really?
Tigres as well.
Our arch rival. You bought a Tigres jersey.
Oh, and I actually came close to buying a Jordan German shirt. My goodness, have you seen those?
You should get it.
Well, I didn't. They didn't come in my size. I'm going to see if I can find it tomorrow at another one of the same stores. Beautiful shirt.
I'm an XL just in case. Throwing it out there. I'm an XL. Regalito, present.
The feet suddenly lost. I'm not sure what happened out there. Hey, Joe Kenny! Que queso guapo. Okay, Joe Kenny from Cobbleheads. I love me some Cobbleheads. Those cigars out there, the Cuban cigars, they're like little rollitos. Those things are amazing, guys. Really. Congratulations. Roman, who you want to start, Dak or Red Rifle?
The Red Rifle, bro. The Red Rifle, bro.
Guapo. Gracias, Joe. Love you.
Puro Andy Dalton.
Frankie, ahí están los lentes. Oye, si vas a regalar lentes, regálamelos a mí, mi amor. Saludos, Ociel, Alberto. ¿Cómo está? Tanto tiempo sin verle. And Leroy, I'm very disappointed with Brownsville. My mom is sick, and she still has to wait to get tested. A big waiting list to get tested. I guess Brownsville will pass Hidalgo. Yes. But going into that, guys, again, we have shared BTX Cares, btxcares.com. For anyone in the city of Brownsville wants to get tested for free. We also have UTRGV doing testing, and we have Cameron County doing remote testing throughout the county. And some of those actually fall close to the city of Brownsville. We did have Rancho Viejo out there testing. Individuals from like this military group or this National Guard group was out there testing. They're going to be in different parts of the county testing, guys. So, guys, there's no excuse for not getting tested. Please go out and getting tested. And especially now, since we've learned that there have been a lot of positive cases that have started to pop out everywhere. We mentioned La Carniceria El Valle. We mentioned Chili's that it's closed down to do deep cleansing. I'm hoping that's on the furniture and not on the employees. Deep cleansing. Again, Chili's. Hats off to Chili's for actually closing up and putting out there that they're closing because of their of their positives. It's very commendable. I also posted someone's comment. I have not confirmed in any way, shape, or form with anyone out there in Cameron County or anyone at the City Health Department. But we also posted out there in regards to Abdiel's statement that mentioned that there was 5 individuals from Ibiza that had tested positive, that they were employed there. So again, it's very, very, very concerning. So in regards to the comment that Brownsville is going to go surpassing a lot of the different numbers out there, it is a major possibility. Louis, were you surprised to hear about all these places all of a sudden starting to pop out those positives with individuals that have been in direct contract with the community of Brownsville?
Thing is that everybody thinks there's nothing wrong. Everybody thinks that we're good to go, and we're not. We're not good to go. Matter of fact, I think we're worse now than we are when it first started. But yet the governor and we have to follow what the governor says, and he says open everything up. I think that's going to be a problem. I do understand that there's a lot of businesses that need the economy to get running again, but at the same time, I don't think people are taking into account that that they need to take precautions. That they still need to take precautions.
Do testing sites also test for STD? Preguntando por un amigo. No, and at this point in time, Danny, it's probably a little bit too late, bro. Ni modo. Roman, all right, what's your take on all these businesses, the bars, the restaurants, the meat markets, the discos? What is your take on all these places?
And we've also had BISD. A lot of cases in BISD. You've been thinking or saying or believing We've had the police. I'm really worried about our public sector employees, in particular the police, because we've had one police. I don't know if it's a male or female. I assume based on the writing it's a male, having coronavirus, and why? It's because how many people do they interact per day? Are they at a desk job, or are they out in the community giving out tickets, or were they handing out bottles of water at the protests? And how many people do they interact? We've seen arrests, not necessarily here in Brownsville, but we saw the famous arrest of Vanessa Tijerina, where you had one police officer not wearing a mask and one police officer wearing a mask, and that's troubling, not just in their community but for other communities. So I'm worried, as we all should, to have 70 in one day in Hidalgo County. Remember, they have 800,000, close to 1 million people living in that county, and they have 70. They should have double our cases if they're a bigger county. We only have 475, maybe 500,000 people that live here, and we had 50. Well, how many? We don't know yet today, but yesterday was 41. It's very concerning.
Well, again, I'm glad you mentioned BISD because, again, guys, all these places, guys, that we mentioned in regards to the bars, the restaurants, the meat markets, all these places, they have to deal with mostly our adult community out there. The difference with what Roman mentioned in regards to BISD is that they have in their care our most valuable possession, Louis, our most valuable possession for our community. And if it's not that case, it needs to be that case. If your children are not the most valuable possession that you have or consider our community to have, then something's deeply wrong with you. Now, BISD comes into close, direct contact with our greatest possession. Now, you could say, well, school's out, but no. They had kids going onto campus even before athletics to go pick up packets, to go pick up food, to go do this, to go do that. Even though at Garcia Middle School, we'd already come out with a principal coming out positive. And that's just one that we found out. And despite the fact that now we learned that at the Glass Palace, there was 1, 2, 3 individuals perhaps, Glass Palace payroll, maintenance, a horribly written letter that's more confusing than informative. So again, where are we on all these things? They directly oversee the most valuable commodity, the most valuable possession that we have in the city of Brownsville. It's our children. And they just don't care. They don't care. Frankie, do they care?
It's apparent that it seems like if they don't, Erasmo, one thing I do want to stress is that the similarities between our Texas governor, who was so quick to, in my opinion, was so quick to open up the economy because of large unemployment and the stock market being being so down, and we also have our superintendent who has been pretty adamant to open up the activities for the students, whether it be band or sports. We see here that the philosophy, in my opinion, for these two individuals is, hey, you either make it or you don't. And it's unfortunate. We've had, principals. We've had people at Chili's, at bars, at HEBs. It's something that it feels like if it's going to be inevitable. So why are we putting out our students potentially in that risk? Again, the governor is bowing down to the president of the United States. I understand that, but our superintendent has an obligation to the community to try and prevent this contagious virus from spreading. We've had the mayor on yesterday, and we talked about the ages. The young adults. And we saw the video of the high school students being huddled up. So, Louis, this is something, in my opinion, that is only going to get worse, by us not avoiding large crowds. It seems like if these numbers, we're already at 1,000, Louis, it seems like these numbers are going to skyrocket even more.
You know what? If BISD doesn't take into account what the CDC is recommending, I'm going to see those numbers go up. We're going to see those numbers go up. Now with what the CDC is recommending, and not the state, but CDC, if we follow what they recommend, we're still going to have kids in school. All it takes is one. It just takes one kid to be sick to, infect a lot of kids. How we're going to run the school and all that kind of stuff. Yesterday, I was hearing that now the governor is allowing 75% into the buildings, but they're keeping it all hush hush. They're just letting everybody know, yeah, you can let 75% in now. I know Whataburger started allowing their dining room to open up. But right now, with the numbers that are going up so high, I really don't think that's a good idea. Along with the school district, with the restaurants and stuff like that, what I propose is to let these managers and let these people know, these owners of these restaurants and these stores and stuff, make it mandatory for anybody that walks into your establishment to wear a mask. You don't have to wait for the governor to tell you that.
No.
Make it mandatory. The manager at Walmart, the manager at HEB, my wife here at her establishment, she says, if you don't have a mask on, you cannot walk in. And there's a lot of people that get upset, but that is the policy of the store. If you want to do business here, you need to wear a mask.
Well, it's coming to the point that people need to make themselves responsible, guys. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, why do we have to have a policing station? Why do we have to, have the governor tell us or not tell us, or this person tell us? We already know what we need to do in order to stay safe. We already know that we have to practice social distancing. We already know that, when we're out there in big old crowds or going to run into individuals, please wear face coverings. It's just very common. Now, you don't have to completely close off your life, guys. I mean, I came to Monterrey for a procedure, and Monterrey is a city of 3 million inhabitants, and I have not come into close contact with anyone out there in the public. No one, anyone. Maybe it's because I didn't take a shower this morning, or people in Monterrey also don't like me, despite the people from Brownsville not like me. But, guys, you have to start, acting for yourselves. But more importantly, guys, Louis and Roman, I mean, goodness gracious, if the leadership, if the parents aren't doing it, it's not a do as I say, not as I do world. I mean, what did people expect? And yeah, the video out there at Pace was horrible. It was very, very, very telling, because it was horrible in the respects that no one was, practicing social distancing. There was no face coverings, guys, and then everyone was wanting to complain about the poor parent that put up the video. Guys, don't shoot the messengers, guys. Don't shoot the messengers. It's how we get information, man. And getting information is important, because getting information is how we're able to fix the things that start to ail us. And, one of the sayings of the TSC employee who is on the board is transparency, transparency, transparency. Well, they practice absolutely no transparency whatsoever. And let's start off. Let's go into the BISD agenda, guys. Drew Brown and Prissy Roca-Tipton placed on the agenda to extend the superintendent's contract. By a year. Louis, how often do y'all have to go out there and sign your contracts?
Every single year.
Every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Every single year. Now, this guy's contract for earning $375,000 a year, this guy's contract is not even up. It's not up for at least 2 years. Does it make sense to anyone on here that his contract should be extended by another year? For what?
No, the argument that,
Roman, what has he done, Roman? What has he done, Roman?
No, the argument that they're using, that I've understood, is they want to extend another year so they can continuously have a 3-year contract, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. I've made my position known that I think that it's an embarrassment how he led our school district during coronavirus. I think that shows bad leadership on his part, and he does not deserve an extension at all right now. If you want to wait another year, we're in the middle of an election year. We don't want to do exactly the same thing that happened with Dr. Zendejas, where they extend. She was the one whose contract was extended during an election year. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it's not. Oh no, it wasn't Dr. Zendejas. It was your friend Baltasar Salazar. His contract was extended during an election year, not waiting until after. And now he has an extra year. We don't want to be doing that. And I don't know if you noticed that there's even an item on the agenda having to do with the board attorney. I don't know. Maybe you, Louis, or Erasmo might know whether or not does this have something to do with the subpoenas for the board members that allegedly are being subpoenaed? Does it have something to do with the case with Sylvia? Or are they actually trying to look for a new board attorney? Or are they just going to extend his contract as well? Because there's a lot of money being handed out at this next meeting for attorneys. Your friends at O'Loughlin, they have a contract. I guess they have like a credit. We the district, or the voters, the taxpayers of the district, have a $2,500 credit with this particular law firm, and we're giving him $600. Part of which is because of the services where they asked for his advice on resign to run. You remember it, Osmo, whenever you resigned, you were a holdover. They went to I guess Olafton, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, they went to him and they gave bad advice. Just about Baltasar gave bad advice. Why are we that particular one? My Irish is not as good as it could be. But my concern is, why are we paying him and asking for his advice on resign to run when we have a board attorney that we're paying how much money to? Like, there's no reason to go to him anymore. I mean, if we're going to use that attorney and try to get our money, how about we just get our money back? Let's not have a credit with that particular law firm for $2,500. Just get our money back and they just give it back to us.
Well, something that that Roman says, Louis, and I'm going to go to you. Something that Roman says is very important. I mean, you're a teacher, Louis. You've been busting your behind out there at BIZ for 20, 30 years, Louis, practicing. One of the things that Roman just said is how easily this sport, these individuals, they want to distribute the money to the highest paid individuals in the district. How easily they want to give Gutierrez another $375,000, Louis. Whereas if a new board would come in and evaluate him fairly in regards to the horrible job that he's done, his job is going to be on the line, but they're going to be tied in having to pay another $375,000. And wait a minute, and not only $375,000, because if teachers get a raise, guess who else gets a raise? He's going to be earning close to $400,000, if not over $400,000, Louis, on that last year, Louis, at minimum $400,000. So they gave him. How easily of this board for distributing money? But Baltasar Salazar, I was on there when they wanted to extend his contract. I voted against. I dialogued against. I mean, what do you feel, Louis, as a teacher, when you have the higher echelons of the district out there passing out money as if it was cornflakes?
It's just like, the way I was looking at it, the way I'm thinking about it, it's just like a professional athlete. If you're going to be a professional athlete out there and you're going to be getting paid these millions and millions of dollars, you better be doing something good for them to extend your contract. For them to be extending a contract right now, I want to see, all of us have been through a lot in the spring. Teachers, administrators, the superintendent, all of us have been through a lot. Thing is I want to see some performance before you start, extending, contract extensions and stuff like that. So the way I'm looking at it is that way.
Louis, be fair, Louis. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. One of the things that the superintendent gets, he gets a raise every time teachers get a raise. Okay, it's already on the contract. Well, let's be fair, Louis. If the superintendent is going to get a year on his contract, let's go out there and give all teachers an extra year or 2 years on their contract. Let's be reciprocal.
Why not do that?
Yeah. I want some passion for my teachers. I just want it to be a fair world. If he's going to get an extension to the contract the same way that he gets a raise when you get a raise, Louis, I want your contract to be extended for another year also for doing absolutely nothing but just being an employee.
The thing is we're not going to get a raise. So I guess they're trying to look at a different way
what I'm trying to say is here in 3 years that they've extended his contract to now, I mean, y'all should be getting a raise in the next couple of years. So by the end of his tenure, he's going to be earning over $400,000. So again, if he gets an extension to his contract, I want teachers to get, and teachers, counselors, and everybody else should get an extension to their contract by a year as well. So next year, your contract's already set. Isn't that fair?
That's fair.
What also troubles me is we have a lot of school districts right now already that are raising taxes, right? Even though our economy is tanking. And it bothers me that certain people are getting raises, that are public sector employees that are getting raises, and they're telling property owners, "Hey, you're gonna have to pay more in taxes because we have to give certain people raises, or in this case, an extension to a superintendent." It's ridiculous. You know, you don't see people doing that right now. In the private sector, they're firing people, they're putting people in furlough, laying people off. We had what, 40 million people in the United States that have lost their jobs or been put on layoff because of this coronavirus. And you're going to be doing this. I think it's a mistake. I don't mind telling Drew. I don't mind telling Prissy. Don't give him a raise. Don't give him an extension. Wait a year. Do the right thing. Now, if you're going to go in executive session and evaluate him. Fine. Don't give him a raise. Don't give him an extension. That's it. Not that hard.
Erasmo, in regards to the extension, you know, he has 1 year on the job, barely 1 year. Is that enough time for him to be evaluated?
No.
Well, in my opinion, it's too soon. Another thing, very quickly, you know, Louis and you know, guys, I hate to put everybody on the spot, but what has he done?
Nothing.
You know, he came into a district that was left at an A+ by Dr. Sendejas. Everything that he's done, starting from and I'm trying to narrow it down, starting from Charo days, has been a fumble after fumble. He neglected the students outside of BISD from participating in the Charo days event. He fumbled the situation in regards to bringing back the principals during spring break, knowing the pandemic that we were in. Everything that this man has done has not been at the best interest of our community. Now, why would two board members who could possibly, quote unquote, possibly be in the minority after November, why would they push for an extra year for this individual to have under his belt? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, but let's give him time to do what he's going to do. Let's not rush to guarantee him money. We have to treat this kind of like a business. Hey, how Louis said, hey, incentivize. If you do certain things, you deserve an extension. You deserve more money. But in my opinion, it is irresponsible for you know, the board to be giving an individual money during a pandemic when he has, in my opinion, he has not done anything that has kept us as a community safe, and that is being irresponsible.
In regards to your question, Cecilio, it's going to come out of your sick days. It should come out of the workman's comp. It's going to come out of your sick days because they're the ones that are asking you to come back onto campus. Unless you're going on your regular days, then it's going to come out of your sick days. But look, guys, he has not done anything in the time that he's been there that merits him getting a raise. But again, we're going back into the same system. Look at who's putting it on the agenda. Drew Brown, the same board member that constantly gets her buddies hired onto BISD into the high-paying positions, like Jason Moody, like not hiring the fine arts director, like not wanting to hire the special ed director, like not going out there and hiring the IT director. It's Drew Brown and Prissy Timpson, the one that continues to get money from vendors, the one who tries to get her vendors into TSC. These people want to give him an extension for a contract. What has he done? How has he benefited the teachers of the district? How has he benefited the district? How has he benefited our students? Zero. In no way whatsoever. He does not deserve a raise. He does not deserve to get his contract extended in no way, shape, or form. And what Roman said is very true. I mean, that item on the agenda in regards to the board, they're probably going to hire them all attorneys on your dollar. They're going to hire them attorneys to go out there and sit in Sylvia's court, in Sylvia's trial. It's coming out of our dollars, Louis. Sylvia stole money with the help of Minerva, of Prissy, of Drew, of Philip. And now you, the district, we, the district, are going to pay for their attorney fees. Why are y'all not infuriated?
Why are they not protesting that?
This is infuriating stuff.
This is something that happened before they came onto the board. So in my opinion, this is something that they should foot the bill. You know, the community shouldn't have to, if that's the case, if the agenda item for hiring an attorney is for, either subpoenas or for representing board members who could possibly testify in Atkinson's case, that's not the right thing to do. These individuals did things before they came onto the board. Now they're responsible for their own actions. The bill shouldn't be on our heads for their own mistakes. But again, this is BISD we're talking about. Everything that they've done lately has been very, very irresponsible.
Why are we having to hire new attorneys? What is that guy getting paid $300,000 for?
Maybe there's a conflict of interest. Is there a conflict of interest in him representing them and this particular case? Is that why he can't represent them?
I don't know. But are they being represented as individuals or as BISD school board members?
Well, it depends. I'm not an attorney, but I would venture to guess that because these potential things could have happened while they were board members, that they feel that they could be represented. I slightly disagree with you, Frankie. If we're talking about the movie project and we're talking about the indictment against Sylvia Atkinson, all of that stuff happened. Okay, that happened while everybody that's on the board right now, with the exception of Eddie, or little Eddie, was a board member. And so maybe they feel that they can. I don't. I think that they should not have an attorney paid for by taxpayers. I hope they come to the realization that this is wrong, and if they are going to get paid by the taxpayers, they should be tell the taxpayers, hey, we're going to use your money to defend us. Say it out publicly. Make it out there, make it public record.
Right here, Louis. Look at what I'm saying.
That's what I've been saying all along, and believe me, in November there's going to be a lot of us being our voices are going to be heard in November.
Mo says the teachers don't vote, Louis.
Well, guess what? They're going to vote this time. Because I know I'm a member of AOBE, and AOBE has been very, very strong. And we need to get together and vote as a block, just like he said. We need to vote as a block, and that way we'll have our voices heard. Because we're getting tired of getting trampled on all the time and being just, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's time that we need to have our voices heard. Because I'm not only a teacher, I'm also a taxpayer. So I want to make sure that I'm going to be getting what my daughter is a student at BISD. I'm a teacher at BISD, and my wife is a parent of a student at BISD. So my family is BISD.
Louis is a private.
Everything that's happening in BISD, we need to make sure that it's to benefit my daughter, myself, and the community.
Prissy and Tipton. Prissy Tipton, where's the transparency? LaDrew was a BISD employee. She knows how board members opposed the last superintendent's extensions. They did. I mean, I opposed the previous superintendent's extension as well. Mm-hmm. It was uncalled for. It was wrong. And this one is extra wrong because at least the last one was halfway through her term or 3/4 through her term. This one isn't. This one's just starting, and he's done a horrible, horrible job. You give raises, you give promotions based on merit, Louis Roman, on merit. Yeah. What merit deserves this extension? What has he done for you, for the community, for our teachers?
And you can't even use testing that, we're an A school now or whatever. You can't use testing because we didn't have testing this year. How are you going to be able to measure his successes when students didn't even complete a full year? When you're looking at they stopped going to school in the springtime. That's what I believe. But Louis, I must commend you and AOB for what you all been doing and stepping up and representing teachers. I truly hope that you're getting a huge amount of new members into your roles because the other associations, I don't see them defending you all. I don't see them defending their members. And they're becoming yes men to the administration, and I think that's not the job of an association. The job of an association is supposed to defend their members.
That's exactly what I've been saying. I'm sorry, Patrick is out there kissing the butt of Minerva Peña, literally kissing the butt of Minerva Peña, little Eddie and Prissy Tipton, kissing her butt, kissing her buttocks, kissing. TVA is out there having pictures constantly with these individuals. Let's go have crumpets and tea. Crumpets and tea, Louis. Crumpets and tea. What the heck are they doing for the people that they're getting money from? Nothing. They're not upset. Where is the uproar in regards to these board members, these corrupt board members wanting to extend this do nothing, crappy superintendent? Nothing. And you know what? It's always Prissy and Drew. It's always Prissy and Drew. And guess what? They're not up for election this November. They're not up.
Yeah.
They're not up. But Minerva's up. And Philip is up. And little Eddie, he wants to run, but based on what? On being a tool? On being a puppet of Sylvia's? That's what he wants to run on? And let me tell you, I have it from very good sources that he is Sylvia's choice. Sylvia's choice to replace. It's madness. Now, are these the people that the teachers, the people of Brownsville want to bring back to serve themselves or Sylvia? It's got to stop. And talking about Sylvia, an indictment little thingy came out today in regards to going to court next Friday on the 19th. And guess what? It's very telling. It's very telling if you really, really look into it. And I don't know if anybody else wants to share. I'll share myself. I'll share some of my concerns first. First one. First one. There is a section on there that says, through various means, Sylvia and others.
What number are you on?
Manner and means of the conspiracy.
Okay.
Is that like B or something, like a really long paragraph B where she mentions co-conspirators?
No, it's number 9.
Number 9.
Okay, number 9. Okay.
Through various means, defendant Sylvia. Shoot, I lost it. Through various means, Sylvia and others. Others? So there's more people sought to use her position at BISD as a BISD official, an RHISD official, and as an elected BISD trustee to obtain money from private companies and private individuals in exchange for assistance in obtaining contracts with BISD or Rio Hondo ISD. Let's stop there. That tells me a couple of things, guys. First, it tells me that there's other people involved. Am I right?
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
Others.
It says others.
Yes.
The second thing it tells me is that it's been going on for some time, because it mentions 3 time periods. It mentions her time as a BISD official, as a Rio Hondo official, and also as an elected BISD trustee. So we're talking about 6 to 7 year window of period of time. Is that correct, Roman?
Yeah, it seems like it, because before she was a Rio Hondo ISD employee, she was in charge of grants. Correct, Erasmo?
Yes, before she was HR.
Right.
Now, the last thing it tells me, defendant provided this assistance in part. So there's other things besides this, by causing items to be placed on the BISD agenda for consideration Board of Trustees. Now, 10, defendants sought to obtain bribes, plural, related to potential school district purchases of computer tablets and other goods and services. First of all, the computer tablets are I'm going to say, from Rio Hondo. So it's not the BISD tablets, the Rio Hondo tablets. The first thing I'm going to say. The second is how vague it is in regards to other goods and other services. And by goods, I think that it's something tangible, something that you can touch, something that you can feel.
Yeah.
By services, I think it means people that are providing services as vendors to the district, which could include attorneys, insurance, or anybody out there that's contracted. in order to provide these services. Now, there are two items on this BISD agenda that include insurance. Two items are, and I'm going to guarantee you right now that they were placed on the agenda at the direction of Drew Brown, because Drew Brown is riddled with receiving money from vendors, riddled from receiving money from insurance vendors and attorney vendors, riddled. So it came from her. It also came from Prissy. Why do we know that? Because defendant obtained bribes related to potential use of BISD or BISD products. Guys, they're talking about contracts. And in the indictment, you read contracts. What did Prissy just try to do at TSC? She tried to bring the same vendors at BISD secretly over to TSC to give them a contract at TSC. How much money was Sylvia getting for that? The question, how much money was Prissy going to get for that? How much money was Drew going to get for that? It's the same thing. Over and over and over again. Es una puerca lavada.
It's very telling, Erasmo. So this superseded indictment, which was filed June 9th, a couple days ago, it's very telling. On the original indictment, it stated or it alluded to Sylvia Atkinson using funds to aid to fund campaigns. And on this superseded indictment, we don't see that. I think the Fed's philosophy is that they want to focus more on Sylvia and not on the others for now in regards to certain monies. And in regards to the Rio Hondo, on number 9 of the manner and means of conspiracy, it is very telling because she was an administrator at Rio Hondo. She wasn't a school board member. So that leads us to believe that she had some sort of influence on certain board members. So she could either colluded, bribed, or facilitated monies coming from vendors to board members. And the big thing is tablets. And again, there was an issue at Erasmo, correct me if I'm wrong, Louis II, for BISD tablets. I think there was an issue where they spent millions of dollars on these tablets and they weren't able to use them because of a certain software that wasn't purchased along with these tablets. So again, this indictment is very telling. The feds are going after the big fish, and it's crazy how for so many years this has been going on, and the feds, guys, they work very slow. They're very meticulous in everything they do. They're always watching and they're always listening. I think it was time that they said, enough is enough, and they took this certain action. So in regards to her current trial, currently set for late June, early July, her attorneys have every right, guys, to request more time because of this superseding indictment, which was recently filed, and that she will be arraigned on these charges Friday, June 19th. So, this is a possibility that the case might get moved, down the road to allow her attorneys to, look at this, work things out, try and possibly work out a deal. But as of right now, guys, it seems like if she's adamant on going to trial, I would hope that, she would, enough is enough, come clean. Hopefully you could save some years off of your time. There is a local blogger, a Brownsville Voice, who suggested that there's a possibility that she might receive probation. I don't see it that way, guys. I think that the writing is on the wall. I think there's a lot of incriminating evidence against Dr. Atkinson, and one being that audio recording of her accepting $6,000 one time and then $4,000, $10,000 total of bribe money for the movie. So again, very quickly, this indictment is very telling because it focuses on the movie, Roman. It doesn't really focus on anything else. It focuses on the movie deal, and it focuses on the tablet. So it's going to be interesting to see how this proceedings go from here on in.
Again,
I was a little
go.
Sorry, you're back. No, it's good. I didn't know you were back.
Go. Well, again, guys, it's very, very telling, guys. It's just very, very, very telling. this indictment, you have to really, really read it in order to read what it's really, really saying. Now, as board vice president, regularly she proposed items to be placed on the agenda and voted on agenda items knowingly, combined, conspire, confederate, meaning of confederation together for a common goal. This is talking about other individuals out there, and agreed with others known and unknown to commit offenses, knowingly obstruct, delay, and affect in a way and degree commerce and movement, articles and commerce. Now, what's very impressive, guys, is that, she still has control of the vote. She still has control of the board. She controls her board. But something that Louis said is very, very important, guys. And I made mention in regards to, we're not going to be able to do anything in regards to Drew and Prissy, the ones that are causing the most damage to the district right now, because they have the support of Minerva Peña and Philip Cowan right now. They're the ones that are pushing, and little Eddie's going to vote with them. Mike was out there asking, what can we do in regards to stopping the superintendent from getting an extension to his contract? It's very easy, guys. Call Philip, call La Stúpida de Minerva, and call little Eddie. And you tell them, guys, if you vote to extend the contract, you are going to lose a lot of support this November. Because if you
I already think they don't have. I don't even think they have the support anymore.
Well,
I don't think they care.
The little support that they may have, because there's still some idiots out there that are supporting Minerva Peña. There's still some idiots out
I won't.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I know you aren't because you're running against her. But regardless, what concerns me is there's the movie project, and Frankie was talking about the movie project being the main part of the indictment. There really wasn't a lot of additions if you compare this indictment with the old indictment, except for a few maybe quotes, additional quotes. I found the quote that they use of Sylvia to be interesting, Erasmo. I don't know if you can pull it up because I can't while I'm on the show, but it references a he in the quote, and I don't know if the he, and when Sylvia is allegedly talking to the undercover agent, if the he is referring to the cooperating individual, or if he's referring to another he. That I didn't understand. I don't know if you can read the quote for everybody to see, because not everybody has seen the indictment.
Well, I placed the indictment on the page, so the complete indictment is on there. I don't have exactly that little part, but again, guys, it's very, very telling. My hope with placing it on the page, guys, go read into it. Go read in between the lines and find what it's really, really trying to say. This is my opinion. I've never seen a federal case this up close before. This is my take on everything. I really think that they're being very, very cautious and not divulging too much information. I really think.
Well, yeah, they are being very. They're being very cautious because they're not listing the other co-conspirators. If you look at other public corruption indictments in Hidalgo County, it usually references a co-conspirator A, a co-conspirator B. It'll say this person did this. You're not seeing this with this indictment. So I don't know if it's just because they're only going to go after Sylvia and they're hoping she's going to talk, and then they'll go after everybody else, or really they just want to go after Sylvia because that's the only one they can go after. Because I'm really, really surprised by that. Well, that there's not these other A, B's, and C's.
I'm going to disagree a little bit, and I'll tell you why I'm going to disagree a little bit, Roman. I'm going to disagree because I'm going to think that one of the ways, and again, I've never followed one of these things before, but I'm going to disagree in that I really think that these folks are trying to pull the individuals in that are going to turn on each other. I really think that they've already called in Drew. She's already been there once or twice already. They probably already called in Prissy as well. So it's whoever makes the deal. I really think it's whoever makes the deal. It's going to be spot clean. Now, is Prissy and Drew's rush to reward the superintendent? Is that based on their names coming up very soon in regards to being co-conspirators, colluding with her? Could it be the case? It could be the case. If that's the case, it just makes their case worse. It just makes it worse on them.
I would say, Erasmo, that they feel that, come in November, they might be in the minority right now they have the luxury of having the 4 votes, and 4 is a magic number to to get things across. So when I saw the individuals who who placed the agenda on the item and who seconded it, my initial reaction, guys, was they're anticipating coming in November, they still have him, because the talk is, hey, the superintendent's not doing a good job. Compared to Dr. Sendejas, it's like night and day. This guy is the worst thing to happen to Brownsville. So I'm anticipating they're thinking, oh, we're going to lose our votes coming November, and we need this superintendent as long as possible, because he's apparently been a yes man to these to them. So that was my initial reaction, that they feel that they might be in the minority, so they're actually extending his contract for 1 year after only being on the job for 1 year, which doesn't make sense.
So what you're trying to say is they wanted to continue to manipulate him, even though they won't have control of the board.
Because they'll be able to do that, and because they won't have the votes to be able to get rid of him. And that means that they could. Is that what you're saying, Frankie?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a little bit hard, because at the end of the day, the taxpayers will eat the bill, so to speak. If we've seen how these people have awarded contracts and then they've fired them, so the community is still so then they're going to put the new board, after it reshuffles, into a very peculiar spot. Be like, oh, you're gonna fire this individual knowing he's got 1 year contract, so we're gonna have to pay out of our own pockets an extra salary. So that's how I think that they're trying to maneuver it. They're trying to make it as bad as possible for him not to get removed, if that's a possibility. That's my mindset.
Yeah, I mean, and also you Erasmo have been saying that the certain board members have gotten their friends or people that they like hired in certain positions. Ultimately, the superintendent. Yeah, the superintendent is who recommends who to hire. Giving him an extension means, hey, make sure you look for my buddy. I'm not saying scratch my back, I scratch yours, kind of stuff. All these kind of things go through your head. I'm not saying it's happening, but you'd be
someone needs to say
naive not to let it go through your head.
Someone needs to say it's happening. Look, Louis. Let me make it very clear for you. Philip hired his buddy, Manny Hinojosa, to be an architect. And the reasoning to get him to be architect was to avoid having to continuously be paying architect fees. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Now, they paid him a huge salary, Louis. So one salary that I think that you would be envious of. Okay? To be the architect. Well, guess what, Louis? There's at least 2 items on this agenda for architecture fees. Architecture contracts. So
Phil's doing this? Who's the one who put that on the agenda?
Oh, Phil? Well, they're from the superintendent. I mean, the district.
Oh, how lovely!
The district is still hiring out architects, Louis.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, we got an architect that we're paying twice your salary, easily, twice your salary, to do the architecture work, to save on paying architects to the architect. But they got at least 2 items dishing out cash to an architect for architect expenses. Louis, am I just talking out of my butt here?
So what does that guy do then? What does the architect that the district hired do? What does he do?
Oh, I can tell you what his qualifications is. He's a buddy of Phillips, a friend of Phillips, a friend of Prisi, and a friend of Drew's.
Well, just like the attorney that we have that we're paying over $300,000 to.
Yes. Who puts money in the pocket of a board member?
Well, wouldn't you think that if you had an architect, wouldn't the architect be doing what he needs to be doing? Whether it be at whatever school, that's his job.
He's an architect for the district. He's not, because we're still hiring out and paying people to do architecture work.
What architecture work needs to be done? I mean, right now, are we building new schools?
I put out the agendas and I sent them to someone. I can't remember where I sent them to, but I put them out there.
Not me. I think you were going to send them to me, Erasmo, but I didn't get them.
I didn't put it out and show it to you.
Nope, you did not pull it out and show it to me at all. And if it did, it was very small.
Here, I got it. Here, cancel. Recommend approval of payment number 6 for $19,979.64 as partial payment to Gomez Mendez for architectural service work. Architects for work completed on the Hannah Early College High School new gymnasium facility. This is
This is a continuation of a already previous contract or something,
this
or what?
This is brand new. This is the gym right now. The one we're building.
Lovely.
A partial.
So we're paying him.
No.
And when did we start with that? When did we start with that gym, though?
Well, it's just on the agenda now. This is a partial payment. So
yeah, but the item number 6, though. The sixth one, though. That was by previous, though.
What this means is that there's another payment coming out on. This is a partial payment. This is like the down payment.
Okay.
The next
but
payment
this is the. But if I heard it properly, maybe I misheard it. But does it say this is the 6th payment? That means there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previous payments, or am I mishearing that, Erasmo?
It doesn't specify if there was previous payments and or more payments coming up.
We got new numbers, guys.
Yay!
50 new cases. Brownsville has over 25 to 30. So now Cameron County's at 1,081.
What's the age grouping in Brownsville?
3, 20, 24, 14, 22, 19, 20, 28, 35, 35. All of them are under 72.
Very young.
Well, the highest one is 84.
How many are community spread?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
So we're looking at almost 20% of the cases in the entire county are, or at least 18% are community spread. So, and the other ones are linked to previous cases or they're travel related?
29 cases for Brownsville.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
29 cases for Brownsville. 29 cases for Brownsville.
And again, it's the age group. It's the young teens who, we just had the beaches open up. We just had graduation. We just had the bars, the restaurants opening up. So we're going to see, an increase, obviously, but, nobody's listening, I guess.
Shayna, go ahead and send me your number, as you said, and I'll give you a call. Maybe you should run for school board. Okay. Yes, I reported 50 cases recently. Community is high. It is a mess. It is a mess. We're not in no way out of it. Guys, the school board meeting is on Tuesday. We got 2 architectural measures out there for architecture while we have an architecture. That kind of stuff has got to stop. It's got to stop. We've got to start pouring out money to everyone out there in the community just because they put money into Philip's pocket, Bracey's pocket, Drew's pocket, and Minerva's pocket, and any other board member's pocket. Little Eddie is salivating at the mouth, waiting for the vendors to put money into his pocket. Salivating at the mouth.
So that when he... Yeah.
Salivating at the mouth.
There's a policy meeting on Monday where they're going to be talking about the weighted scores and AP stuff. So that should be important for parents, especially in light of coronavirus. They'll have the board meeting, then they'll have curriculum meeting on Wednesday, and then they're going to have a budget meeting on Thursday, and then the following week they'll have a board meeting to finalize the calendar and the board budget. Right? That's what it looks like, because they have to approve the budget by the end of the month.
Yeah. So what does that mean?
That we need to be paying attention right now to that, because it's going to be crazy.
I think one of the things that what everyone out there in the community should do is that they need to figure out what they want to protest for.
I'm drunk again. Yeah, I know. I dropped the stupid thing.
Rookie.
I know, right?
Louis, the people out there need to start raising up our arms and fighting for their community back, Louis. I mean, these people are continuous, even though they're under FBI investigation, these people are still out there squandering our money. And then when teachers need anything, teachers need a raise, it's always have to go through like tons of red tape, tons of paperwork. It's just madness, Louis.
Like I said,
Louis, what
I'm
is
just
right
one.
now?
I'm just one. If we all need to get together, and I know there's a lot of teachers watching. We need to get together, and you know what? When you ran at Erasmo the last time, I held a forum.
Yeah.
Myself. I called a forum and I said, okay, teachers, let's get together. Let's listen to these people. Let's see what they have to say. And we had maybe 15, 20 people show up. And most of all the people that were running showed up. But we only had about 15, 20 people there. I tried to do my part in trying to get the teachers' voices heard. Thing is if the teachers don't come out when we need to come out, and if it's not walking to a forum, then if AOBE, or let's say we put all our marbles into one camp, we all need to vote for that camp. Because if we split the vote, then what are we doing?
We're
going
screwed.
to end up in the same position that we're in now.
We're screwed.
So what we need to do is we really need to band together and get together, and not just teachers. We're talking about family. We're talking about parents. We're talking about everybody who can vote, everybody who wants to have a say in what changes. And that's not just in our school board. That's in our city. That's in our national government. That's everywhere. We need to get together and we need to try to vote together and try to get some stuff done. Some things changed.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna connect this to Mike's statement. Erasmo, what about and I didn't read the other one, Mike. Sorry. The proposed riverfront properties that was scrapped. Cities still pay $100,000 for the due diligence. Why did they need to spend $100,000 to figure out what no part of it? Let me tell you what the problem is, Mike. And again, this thing with the riverfront has been going on for years. It's not this administration thing. It's been going on for years. I would easily say going back 5 years, and Romy, you correct me if I'm wrong. Easily.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Maybe more than 5 years.
We're talking about the Amigo land. Yeah.
Maybe more than that. You know how many city elections we've had since then, bro? We've had at least three. At least three elections. At least three elections. And the people still vote the same people back. The same people back. So what I'm trying to say, Mike, is insanity. Doing the same thing over again and expecting something different is stupid. Is insanity. It's madness. And that's what happens in the city of Brownsville. So until the city of Brownsville does what Louis just said in regards to starting to unite, starting to ask the right questions, starting to support candidates that aren't in the pocket of big business, the vendors, and the corrupt political machine that drives the city of Brownsville, then we're going to continue to spend $100,000 to do due diligence. We're going to spend $150,000 to brand a logo for the city of Brownsville. We're going to spend $150 on a survey that nobody even read. $150,000 to a study about if the cats out there are in danger or not. It's going to continue to happen, guys. It's going to continue to happen. Now, is it this past administration's fault? I think it's all of our faults. The problem is we just find it easier to blame administration. Let's start voting the right people in. But I thought
and I like what you were saying, that what you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting everybody's campaign contributions online for us to see, and that way everybody out there can see where that money's coming from. Because like you said, I mean, there's some people out there that are spending $70,000 on a race that doesn't pay. So what is it? Why? I mean, well, I know what it is, but they want to get on that board so bad that they're willing to spend or find $70, $80, $90, $100,000 to get onto the city commission or to get on the school board. We need to find out where that money's coming from, and people need to wake up and say, hey, you're taking all this money. And then after if they do get elected, then we're going to say, hey, oh, well, they're giving these guys this contract because they only ended up $25,000. They got them, they paid for all their signs and stuff. And we really need to pay attention to that.
Can a school teacher run for school board? Yes, they can run for school board.
They can't be a teacher.
They would have to give up their position if they won the position. But let me just say that because I get this comment a lot. In regards to teachers should be running the board. Guys, Sylvia was a teacher. was a teacher. Drew was a teacher.
Okay, but they don't represent all the teachers.
No. I'm saying because people say the perfect person for the board is a teacher. Well, we
The
can't.
perfect person for the board is a teacher that cares.
Well, the perfect person on the board could be a teacher that is not a rat.
There you go.
Guys, Roman, any last words?
No, other than to say, go Rayados, and don't buy another Tigres jersey. But I hopefully will be able to talk more about the Sylvia Atkinson indictment, and hopefully people will talk to their representatives on the board and tell them, do not pay your attorneys with our tax dollars. Don't do that,
100%.
especially if you're going to raise our taxes. No.
Well, they're going to raise our taxes. Louis, last words.
Just like I was saying, we need to band together for all these elections as teachers, as parents, as community members, and we need to really think about who we're voting for and why we're voting for them, and if they're going to hopefully make a change or help us make a change for the better. Sometimes, teachers don't agree with what the board decides, but it's for the benefit of the district, and plus we have to deal with it. So just like I say, when someone tells me no, I want to know why. Don't just tell me no. And if that why is good enough, I have to take it. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we let them know, hey, give them ideas, give them, stuff. Let's see what's going on. Let them come to the classroom to find out what's going on, or to the school. At the school I'm at, we're going good. I mean, but I can tell you there's some teachers out there and there's some schools out there that they need a lot of help. But as a district, we need to band together. We really do. Yes. And hopefully we can do that and make some changes.
Amen, brother. Love you. Frankie, last words.
A lot has been going on with BISD lately. We elect officials thinking that they will have our best interest at heart. One thing on the agenda for this coming Tuesday is the extension for 1 year for the superintendent. In my opinion, it's too soon. He has not been on that long in order for him to be rewarded. What has he done lately? I think we should be vocal about it. We should, there's certain individuals that will be voting on it that will be up for election in November. So if you have the same sentiment, if you feel the same way, go ahead and contact those individuals and ask them questions. Voice your displeasure with the superintendent. What has he done for our community? Is he rewarding of it? Does he deserve it? It's nothing against the guy personally, but I don't think he merits the extension for his contract. Sylvia Atkinson's case, in my opinion, will get moved unless something is worked out with her attorneys in the federal government. It is apparent that this woman has used her position either as an administrator, as a board member to enrich herself. Again, BISD is a monster. Is a budget of $600 million, and exactly what Louis said. We have individuals who are being heavily funded in the thousands of dollars for a position that pays zero money. So it is up to us to vet candidates, to ask the questions and see what are these candidates' intentions? Who is supplying them with the finances to run? What is the ultimate goal for these people? It is only up to us, guys, that we're able to elect individuals that will be accessible, that will be transparent, and that will be answering your questions. Unfortunately, this board, Louis made a comment that he wrote a long email to a certain board member, and all he got was, "Thank you for your concern." We want somebody that listens to the community, who answers the questions, who's transparent, who's accessible. Who will that be? We'll find out very shortly as people make the announcement. So it is only up to us, guys, to vet these individuals and see what their intentions are. It is only then that we as a community will be able to progress. We have been neglected for far too long. We have been stolen. Our monies have been stolen for far too long. It is up to us. And this election is going to be very, very important for the future. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a great night.
Guys, thank you for being here. Have a great evening. Again, we'll be back on tomorrow night. I'm not sure we're going to do tomorrow morning. I'm in Monterrey for the weekend, but we'll be back tomorrow night, and we'll continue on. So I'll do a quick hi bye in the morning, just say hi. But guys, come back on tomorrow night at 9. Esther will talk a little bit more about what's going on Tuesday, and we'll try to read through the indictment together. We'll see where we'll go from that. Guys, have a great evening. Stay safe, social distance. Please wash your hands, gel, everything else. Be good to each other, and please be good to us. Have a great one. God bless.